You guys suggested and I attempted, canceling sitting for an entire week. How challenging could it be? What were the surprising benefits? The surprising side effects? This is what happened on this epic journey, taking a stand only standing. But you gotta focus. Once again, thank you guys for this idea. I really liked it and decided to attempt it because I thought it was simple yet interesting. It may have some real world benefits and it could be attempted mostly if not all alone.
So I've stood up, so I cannot sit back down now. This experiment has begun. Alright.
Oh, and I also appreciate that this challenge didn't require the purchase of any expensive equipment.
How's this gonna work?
But that didn't mean I didn't use this as an excuse to purchase something.
So exciting news, I did buy a standing desk for this experiment, and because I kind of need a new desk. According to Amazon, it should be here this morning, so I'm hoping it's not gonna get delayed, but I've got work to do, so I'm gonna really have to try to make this work somehow for me right now. Oh! There we go. Boom. Boom. Alright, I'm gonna work for a few hours and hopefully my actual standing desk comes soon. But I think this is gonna do for now. It's not bad actually. Getting to work.
According to the data, 1 in 4 Americans sits for more than 8 hours every single day. Now this data was actually prior to 2019. More recent data suggests that the average American sits around 9.5 hours every single day. Prolonged sitting and lack of physical activity has been correlated with obesity and a cluster of obesity-related conditions. But also sitting for such prolonged amounts of times can result in back pain, spinal dysfunction, joint degeneration, poor posture in the upper back, neck, and shoulders, as well as vascular problems in the legs, and the list goes on. Now, the majority of sitting for most, and myself included, occurs at the desk at work. So that is why for this experiment, creating a standing desk and eventually getting a standing desk was so important. But the first thing that hit me while standing up working was actually quite a surprise.
Without being TMI, I need to go to the bathroom. Oh, I did not think this through. I'm thinking like this. Of course I'm not gonna film this part. You're just gonna have to take my word for it. You're welcome. I did not miss.
I'm not trying to be disgusting, I think this is actually very important regarding health, but after only standing for about an hour at my hack working desk, I felt like things were comfortably moving in the right direction.
It's here. Oh. Yeah. Oh. My standing desk is here. So my legs are getting a little tired, but with a little movement, I feel okay. And honestly, I felt like my work at the standing desk hack thing we did here has actually been very productive. So I'm very excited to hook up this standing desk that came in the mail. Now remember, I can squat. I just can't put my butt on anything. I can't sit. So I can get down here if I need to hook stuff up.
Now the standing desk I bought was a fully Jarvis 60-inch wide alloy frame with a bamboo top. I believe this was one of their older models because there were only a few left on Amazon and I got it for a heavy discount. Regardless, putting this entire thing together, not sitting down at all, so squatting at the most, it actually went together fairly smoothly.
Dude! Oh, that is sick. Alright, now the worst part, the cleanup. Oh, dude, this is nuts. So yeah, little crack in the bamboo right here, but I don't think it's a critical crack, like the thing's not gonna break in half. And then there's a little bit of like mysterious rust on the legs. But you know, what do you expect for $500? Other than that though, this thing is so sick. So what will happen to this desk, you ask? You know what? I think maybe I'm gonna turn it into a mining rig. Strap some GPUs to this thing, make like 30 cents a day, you know, if we hook into the neighbor's power supply. So right now I feel pretty much just gassed for doing any type of like mental work. So I think I'm just gonna keep moving, maybe do some cleaning around the house, and then try to get a workout in the basement, but just keep moving to keep the blood circulating and keep my mind off of just standing for so long.
And that I did, doing a variety of, I guess you could say, chores that I would normally procrastinate on, while also not being tired from standing and walking around so much, but rather having a high energy and finding myself in somewhat of a rhythmic flow state where things were just working. to the basement to work out, I allowed myself to do movements where I could get on the ground, such as push-ups and planks, but I was not allowing myself to rest or touch my chest completely to the ground, just to stay true to the experiment. It was a pretty good workout. I felt like I had a lot of energy and was able to execute each movement very well. After taking a shower and getting some post-workout nutrition in, the time was the late afternoon, which is traditionally when I start to wind down. Because I had to stay standing, I really started to feel the tiredness in my lower legs and feet.
So that first half of the day actually went pretty smooth, but now it's going on 6 p.m. Things are starting to wind down, and like I would love to just sit down, relax. It's like when you know, it's like, oh man, I just want to take a load off. Like I want to take a load off these feet, you know what I'm saying?
I found that to try to beat the tiredness and the exhaustion in the feet, it helped to stay moving and doing things. Making and eating dinner standing up actually was not so bad. I was still able to watch TV from this standing position, and it helped to pass the time. Did you know an individual weighing 170 pounds will burn approximately around 50 more calories an hour standing over sitting? As the evening came, my legs and feet just kept getting tighter, so I kept moving and tried to keep my mind off this exhaustion.
Good evening, guys. So once I sit down, I'm gonna start an 8-hour timer, and then that's all I get for sleep, and then back on the feed. Oh, good night. See you guys all in less than 8 hours. Light, there you go. So I reset the timer when I woke up, but it is 6:09, which means I didn't even get 8 hours of laying down, so I was just uncomfortable, done sleeping, and all of
So part of this challenge idea to make it practical was that I was allowed to get 8 hours of sleep at night, but then the rest of the day I'd have to stay standing. However, the first night I was only in bed for about 7 hours. Regardless, I went through my morning routine and got to work at my new standing desk. Maybe I was just so excited to work at the standing desk I just couldn't sleep. No, I don't know.
Oh man, don't want to stain my new desk.
Now, as you can see, as I was standing at my desk throughout the first few hours of the morning, I kind of went into these lazy standing positions, leaning to one leg, then the other, spread legs, bent legs backwards. I don't know if this was good or neutral or not, but that's just what I was doing naturally. Now, something very promising was how productive I felt in this position.
Really feeling productive here. Honestly, standing up, working. I don't have time to just like sit back and be like, let me take a breather and then get distracted. Hopefully it's not because I'm just excited about my new desk, and hopefully it's actually something biomechanical or biological. I don't know, I am just working so much better standing up.
Yeah, I do not know how I would do that. That's not gonna work. Looks like we're walking. According to a survey from the AAA Foundation for Traffic Safety, Americans spend an average of about 293 hours driving a year. That's a lot of additional time sitting, along with the stress of dealing with traffic.
Nobody walks here. Like nobody.
So if you have the opportunity and it's safe, maybe try walking to the store every once in a while. It was actually quite fun, especially on a nice day like this. However, as you can imagine, it took me like 10 times the amount of time compared to if I would have just driven.
You see it. I've done it. It was actually further than I thought.
Finally making it to the store, picking up the supplies I wanted to get. Don't worry, I can explain this. My legs and feet were actually feeling pretty okay. I think it maybe had to do with the excitement of accomplishing walking to the store, which may sound silly, but I've never done it before. Oh, and another downside about walking to the store is you have to walk back.
Made it. That was a little further than I thought, but praise the Lord, the weather's nice out, so honestly, that wasn't as bad as I thought. Who needs a car, right? I do. I really do. I need a car. You might be wondering, like, what the heck's up with the color pad? What are you, into crayons, bro? No, okay, seriously, I just wanted to get some big sheets of paper like this so that I could write down ideas, creative process, thought, write with them. So I bought that. I bought some new pens. Then I actually got some more lights. There's like 10 lights burned out around the house, and I just haven't gotten to them. So hopefully I got the right colors, but yeah, whew, that was an adventure. Wow. Other than that, I'm gonna finish up some work here and then probably do legs in the basement. We'll see. Oh, I can't really like lay down. I gotta stay on my feet. Don't touch the surface with your butt. Just gotta focus.
After a brief trampoline session, I went to the basement where my legs and feet were actually feeling fresh enough to do a successful leg workout, plus some abs, I guess. But yeah, everything went smooth. I had a ton of energy and I wasn't even thinking about sitting down at all.
No sitting on that thing. I feel like the movie The Rock. You know, he's got like the nerve gas. Yo, these have mercury in them. You do not want to break these in your house. You actually are supposed to get rid of these in a special manner, so I'm gonna do that. Shake it, like why? Why do we have to put, like why? This is an LED right here. Oh yeah.
So I was feeling extremely energized and in this like flow state throughout most of the beginning and middle of the day on day 2. However, when I got towards the end and I started to relax, that is where the soreness and fatigue really started to creep in. And after what felt like forever, I finally made it to bedtime.
That was stretch. Alright, I'm about to start the 8-hour timer and then I get to sit down. Ready? Oh, bedtime. Okay. Every second I spend filming is a second I waste that I could be sleeping, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. Those new lights are bright. Oh, man. Everything's gonna be better.
On day 3, it really hit me in the lower legs and feet. I felt very sore and tired, and I felt like my posture while standing was starting to slack. On top of this, I was also extremely hungry. Maybe I was hungry from burning extra calories, but one thing I noticed is that when I was eating, it took my mind off of standing up. And partially for this reason, I constantly ate throughout the entire day. Now, I did my best to keep it healthy, lean, and higher in protein, but still the theme for day 3 was pretty much just working standing up, eating standing up, and doing the dishes standing up. And all throughout, my feet and legs felt heavier and heavier and more sore and more sore. I could not wait to lay down for my 8 hours of sleep.
Good morning, guys. So I went to bed early last night, got the full 8 hours of sleep. When I woke up this morning, it was a little rough at first, I'm not gonna lie. I thought, oh no, here it goes. It's just gonna continue to get worse and worse. But I made a vegetable juice, I got into work, having a little bit of coffee. I'm actually starting to feel stabilized. My legs don't feel as tired, heavy, or sore as yesterday. I feel like standing here working, I've been very productive. I feel in a rhythm, I feel good. And I'm hoping that maybe I broke through. Bada bing, bada boom. I'm getting good at that.
Sorry about that. Anyways, after working for a few hours, I decided to get an arm workout in the basement, doing any exercises I could do without sitting down. Everything felt fine regarding this workout, and afterwards I decided to go on a jog to the store to get more food for later.
Rather than crossing the street, I could go, oh my gosh, it goes all the way through. Dude, that's horrifying. No, I'm not doing that, forget that.
Making my way to the store running felt 5 times faster than walking the previous day, but still obviously way slower and way more effort than driving. Anyways, I picked up a few necessities, or I guess things I just wanted. It was on sale, okay? And I made my way back home.
Just like that, we're back. Oh. Hey! Anyways, I got some groceries here. I'm gonna make a post-workout snack and then continue work at the computer and keep standing. That's what we're doing.
So after making my super spoiled man Prince diet post-workout, I worked at my standing desk for a few more hours where I noticed my lower leg posture was beginning to default to potentially an unfavorable position.
I kind of noticed that I'm like sitting into my joints. For instance, I'm kind of locking my legs back and just kind of sitting on my femur over tibia, fibia, like backwards, you know what I mean? And like I'm kind of slouching here at the computer, leaning at the desk. I'm becoming this weird like shape, and I'm not certain that is
actually a good thing, especially if I was to be standing in this position for hours a day, days in a row, weeks, months, years and years. I also did order a stand on Amazon to bring my computer monitor up a little bit higher, because when I have my arms where I want, when I have to look at my screen, I'm like this. So that's also not good. Yeah, so hopefully this monitor stand will bring this monitor up to the proper height so I can look straight ahead while I edit videos for hours a day. And lucky me, just like that, an hour after mentioning this, my package arrived with my monitor stand and some other supplies. And let me tell you, moving the monitor upwards made the viewing experience for my posture so much better.
That is so much better.
Now, as it got later and I began to settle down and eat, the fatigue and heaviness feeling in the lower legs became greater and greater.
Oh, it feels so good.
My legs felt so heavy, my feet felt so sore. Every next hour into the evening, it became increasingly difficult to not sit down. I could not wait to lay down and hopefully sleep for my 8 hours. It felt like forever before I could.
Good night. That monitor stand is so much better. It's just like,
one thing I have to say is, regardless how the day starts, whether it's good or bad, when it comes to the end of the night, my feet and legs are just exhausted, like exhausted. This morning, it's been rough. Like, it has been rough getting up, walking around. Let's try to find something good. Okay, one thing that's good, my back, like my lower back, feels incredible. That's good news. Yeah, other than that though, fatigued in the legs, tired, blah blah blah. I'm gonna work here a few more hours, maybe have some breakfast, go on with the day. So like I mentioned, day 5 was pretty much rough from the get-go, but I powered through, worked for a few hours, had some breakfast, cleaned up around the house, and then an opportunity arose. Oh, yep, you're driving.
Man.
Put a little towel down there. Check this out. Feet in. Okay, I am, So yeah, I am currently squatting in the back seat. Yes, my back is touching the back seat, but my butt is not on the ground. Pretty crazy. So I would consider this still standing. Holy crap, this is kind of uncomfortable, but we should be there in about 15 minutes. My feet are falling asleep. Dude, oh my God. So after a ride in the car and then a quick grocery trip, we made our way back home, where I showered, shaved, made some dinner, ate some dinner, and continued to stand throughout the evening. And just like before, the evening is where it always hit me when it came to the fatigue, soreness, and heavy feeling in the legs and feet. My like hip on the side right here is starting to feel a little like tight. Other than that, I'm laying down now for my 8 hours of rest, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. And this time, what I needed to be 8 hours of sleep ended up only being about 5.5 hours. My legs were feeling very uncomfortable when I was sleeping. I kept moving around. I woke up multiple times, and eventually enough was enough. I decided I would just get up and do something productive. The sun is finally peeking through the clouds. It has been a long morning so far, but I have got so much work done at this computer. It's absolutely incredible. This standing desk productivity is amazing. I was so skeptical. I thought, you know, sitting down you can just relax and work, but like I'm telling you, standing up, dude, this is a game changer. Now with that being said, something I have to say is like my joints in like my hip and now kind of in my knees, it's like, I don't want to say injured, but it doesn't feel right. There's kind of like a very dull aching pain there. Like it feels like I just want to like never ending just like stretch these joints, you know what I'm saying? And I think that was a big reason I really had difficulty sleeping last night. Like I was just like tossing, stretching, just couldn't find a comfortable position because my legs were feeling so sore in this weird way. However, lower back feels amazing, like I mentioned before, which is a good takeaway point. I'm gonna continue here, then I'm probably gonna go downstairs, walk around. Yeah, all right. What's up, guys? So it is a few hours later, and I have to tell you, I am making the decision to end this experiment here. So it has been over 5 days now, but that's still a week. It's a work week, all right? So okay, so let's take a look at the before and after posture, and holy moly, in only 5 days, look at this slouch when I stand. Now both of these are just me in a relaxed standing position, and what I am seeing here in the afters is way more kyphosis, or that is the upper back rounding like this, basically a slouch in the upper body, sitting into this trunk like this. Now, if I continue doing this for a long period of time, that is obviously not good. That's gonna form really bad posture and maybe lead to back problems, just decreasing my height. Now, I also do know a little bit more lordosis, or the butt popping up more in the back, but I can see that my hamstrings are still kind of tight, which is fighting a little bit with my glutes. But because at the knees I'm in a bent backwards position like this, it allows for more of this lordosis. Now, lordosis to an extreme point can be bad, but I think in my case, this is actually an improvement from before and after, and I think this actually has to do with me having less back pain. So on the negative side, it looks like I'm starting to really form this slouched over position, especially in the upper back here. But on the positive side, it looks like I'm getting back a little bit more curve in my lower spine, which should have been there. But there is another reason I want to end this right now, and that is my hip and my knees are kind of starting to ache in a way that's more than just muscular pain. Like, it kind of feels like an aching, dull joint pain. So right now I sound like I'm mainly going in the negative direction when it comes to this experiment, but I had a ton of great experiences and a ton of eye-opening moments throughout this past 5 days. When I go to the standing desk, standing up immediately in the morning, boom, I am going. I got so much more stuff done this week. I am telling you, I feel like at least like a 30% increase in overall productivity when it comes to just standing up at the standing desk. Now, that does come at a diminishing return as I get fatigued throughout the day. I start to slouch and I'm leaning and blah, blah, blah. So what I think I'm gonna do from here on out is stand up maybe like first thing when I go to work at the computer for a few hours. When I start to get fatigued, we'll bring that desk down. Another very interesting benefit I noticed was it felt like my digestion were so much better with more standing up in the day. It just seemed like things got moving faster and smoother, let's just put it that way. Also, something I noticed is that it looks like I actually may have gained a pound or so. I don't know if it's anything significant, but like I said, something to just keep my mind off of standing was eating, and I think I may have eaten more calories than I burned off standing. I think I covered everything I want to here without further ado. Oh! Doesn't even feel that good. But it does. It does. It just doesn't, but it does. This is what I wanted to do right here. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned. More experiments coming out. I hope you all have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe. I will see you all in the next video.